Hey, what's going on, everyone? Just a quick video on just a thought that, I have a feeling many people have thought about already, but just to document it. So, Christ talks about how nobody knows the day or hour, and so there's an element of ambiguity about his second coming, but then we also are given clues that it's going to be during a calm time. It's going to be after a time of the elect no longer being deceived. It's going to be after the tribulation of those days. And so, but it's going to be prior to wrath. And then when the wrath begins and then going forward, that's going to be the most calamity that's ever happened on earth. And so the elect are not appointed unto that. They're not appointed unto wrath, according to 1 Thessalonians 5:9. And so there's an element of ambiguity. I would say, again, it's very, very obvious. But for all those people out there who are teaching, the mark of the beast is a microchip, just know that prior to, like I said, the wrath, the elect are taken away. And then the first plague is sores on people who've taken whatever you believe the mark of the beast is. And so let's just say the mark of the beast is a microchip. How much uncertainty would that be, in the world, if we were to ever get to that, or like the entire earth, or like a good number of them, even just in America, let's just say, the seed of the beast, so to speak, we're all being microchipped. Like, how much uncertainty would that be that the Bible is true? Like, how much faith would you need in the Bible if that was literally happening right before your eyes? Like, I mean, at that point, what element of faith do you need? Like, now we have some amount of faith because you got to look up Dexios, you got to look up, the word for hand, in Revelation 14, Revelation 20, Kair, which means, giving your, it's like putting, it's like giving that entity your agency, and like you're putting your strength and power into them, and that kind of thing. It's like when you're getting a handout kind of thing. That's the equivalent language in modern day. And so that's what it is. That's what the word means. It doesn't actually mean like right hand or arm or side or anything like that. And so look up those two words, I'll get the exact definition. It's just so you get the exact number to look up, the reference. It's Strong's G 5495 is this word Kair, and it's by the help or agency of anyone, by means of anyone. And so it's it's like getting a handout in modern day. And then the other term is Dexios, and that's G 1188. Okay, and for those numerology people, 11 plus 88, 99. You rotate that 66. And so and G is 33. So it's Strong's G 1188 99. It's G, which is 33, so it's 666. Just in the Strong's definition. Okay, this is like, it's like funny at this point. It's fun. But it means the right hand or side, or your strong side. And so, it's it leaves open, the possibility that it's on the side, and not just the hand. So, I think we all know what it is and that the Bible is true at this point, but just for people to understand, like, there's no way that, like, there would be any doubt that the Bible is true at that point, because again, the entire earth has to be deceived into taking it. So you could even convince like somebody who's not even like religious if people were actually getting something in their hand, and then the Bible said something in the hand in order to buy and sell, then, people will be like, they think about it, for sure. Like, that's not just like a coincidence. And certainly the Christians would be like, no, like, that's ridiculous and that kind of thing. So there has to be a narrative to like make that, happen. That's like deemed virtuous, even though we know that it's ultimately not. And so you need that, or else it could never succeed. And that's again why the people that don't take it, in Revelation 12, it says the dragon's going to literally be wroth and angry with them. And so if you refuse to take a microchip, why would they be angry with you? Just like, let's just say it was a microchip. Then like, they'll be like, no, okay, well then if you don't take it, then just, you're not allowed out. And like, you just have to go get somebody else to go and buy it for you or whatever. And then you could still like function and that kind of thing. But now with this situation, you could be a quote unquote carrier or whatever. And so then they can be angry with you, and they're going to be angry with those people because of Revelation 16:2, because of the sores. And so they need that, or else how would that group get persecuted, for refusing it? If they're just like, yeah, whatever, we'll just ignore you. You can just go off to your side. Then they wouldn't be attacked they would lose ability to live for sure, and then they may have to do something to themselves, you know, if they run out of resources, or like be homeless or become like a quote unquote vagabond. But they wouldn't be like attacked, you know, like they're going to be, you know, if the Bible comes true, and I suspect it is at this point, obviously. But so the whole narrative doesn't make sense. And so I was trying to put End Times Teacher's feet to the fire, so to speak. And so he's like, no, like he's sticking with the microchip thing. And so, which again proves that it's not that, you know, I want people to know, because he's just an actor, you know. And so those kind of people actually that are religious and deep into the Bible and then stick on their, you know, topic when we know that it's not true, proves that it's true, you know. And so like I did it to kill time. But and I already know that that's his script that he's reading from. And then I was like on Tahar's page earlier asking him about the two witnesses, and his only response was, go fly a kite. That's his response to like me telling him that the two witnesses are the two men in Acts 1:10 to 11. His response is literally, go fly a kite. Like, what does that even mean? He's supposed to be the top dog or whatever, and he believes he's on a spinning ball. And so that to me proves that it's true, you know. And so again, I don't say this arrogantly, but it's either my interpretation of the Bible or the Bible's not true, you know, at this point. And so just know that, you know, End Times Teacher is asking, you know, what are you going to do next year and change your story? I'm not going to be here next year. What are you talking about, dude? I mean, I'm sure he watches a few of my videos. And so this is why I don't think he fully understands, you know, what's going on in the world. And with me, that in this case, it's not a bluff. Okay. Like, it's not like I have a magic money machine, and I'm going to post a video next about further reaffirmation why I can't be in this society, you know. And so I'm leaving with a big old smile on my face, a huge one. Okay. I mean, there's an element of dealing with, you know, uncertainty about all that stuff. I think people know what I'm talking about, but I'm not leaving a place that I'm going to miss or anything like that. I'll be like, no, hell no. I'm more curious about that dimension. Okay. The spirit realm. So there is no going back on this. Okay. Like, yeah, I've been a bit sort of back and forth in the past because I didn't really feel like anybody cared about what I was sharing. And I know why that's true now, because no one can understand what I'm saying, you know. And so they can't look forward to something unless God plants that in their mind to look forward to it. And so I'm telling people something, they're like, what are you talking about? They're like, I don't, you know, it's like you're asking me to look forward to an event that I don't even know what you're saying. And so they can't look forward to it nearly as much as I do. And so that's, you know, so I just sort of took some time off. But then I got reinvigorated because this narrative was like heating up, and it's heating up every single day. And so, you know, then, but at this point, you know, it's a financial thing, you know. And so again, I'm thankful for it, because if I had like, you know, hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, like, I mean, I don't know, I'd make plans to just sort of use it to like, you know, figure out a life that I could deal with here and all that and avoid this stuff. But I don't even want to do that, you know, because first of all, there's nowhere to hide on earth anyway. And like, what am I going to do? Like, it just from a practical perspective, like, it's not engaging or interesting now. So like, what am I going to do? Just sit by myself and like, just sing Kumbaya and all that kind of stuff? No, I don't care. Like, what for what? Wait for what exactly at that point? So it doesn't make any sense. And I certainly don't like being around other people. You know, again, I'll talk to people just to pass the time, and it's like entertaining, I guess, and nothing better to do. And I'm not offended if people do that with me, because, you know, I sympathize. Okay, I understand, you know, no issues with that. But the problem with me is then I let people on my live stream and they talk about complete nonsense. It's like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not in that position. Okay. I'm not bluffing that I have like 10 years here and we can just chop it up and talk about nonsense. No, it's like, say something intelligent or just shut up. Okay. That's what I want. And so, or say something funny. Okay. Like End Times Teacher, I find him funny. And so at least do that. Okay. And so, and to give him credit, he does know, you know, quite a bit about the Bible. So, you know, it's good bouncing ideas, you know, back and forth. And so he has some ideas of, you know, where the verses are that, you know, are relevant, you know, to these times and all that kind of stuff, you know. So, you know, it's sometimes, you know, we can like, you know, learn and hopefully edify people, educate them, you know, when they listen to us. But it largely is just a pastime. So, you know, that's just know that, like, it does not make sense for it to be a microchip at this point. Like, hopefully it's pretty clear. And so I was telling him, you know, and this is all I can do is warn people, is that if you believe that and you're strict on that, then, and if you're wrong, then you have to face the judgments in Revelation 22, which means that you then have to go through and get the plagues. and then the first one is the source. And so then you're on God's left-hand side. And then God's going to visually use you to identify what his left-hand side is like. And there are people that say things that he didn't authorize. And so you got to go through it. Okay. And then once you get that, you're done. You can't pray your way out of those sores and, oh, whoops, I'm sorry, God, I'll straighten my ways now. No, it's like, it's too late. Okay. You've already said things that God didn't authorize, like the mark of the beast is a microchip. And then it ends up not being that. It can't be that, because then that means that God hates his laws, because then he ignored the first one that violates his laws, and then for some reason he cares about the second one. Okay. And all that kind of doesn't make any sense. And so it can't be. And so that's why I rest comfortably saying what it is, and I'll put the verses below that explain that, like I do in most of my videos. And it's like obvious at this point. So I rest comfortably, because if it's not this, then the Bible's not true. And so I'm just giving him a friendly warning. He knows that he has to push that. Okay. Just to give you people the answer. Okay. And Tahar knows that he has to push that he's the fulfillment of the two witnesses. And my job is ultimately to pass time, but to point out how ridiculous that is. But so it's ultimately what I teach or the Bible is not true. And so that's again why I would just say for people, just keep, you have to like watch all my videos, but like keep an eye out in the sky, in the next little while, because, I'm not planning on being here, at the most 6 months. And then that's 4 months for sure is what I've allotted, to fulfill my lease here in Houston. And then it might be a month, or something beyond that, but I'm not going to be on YouTube. Okay. I'll be like, doing other things. I think people know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to be like preaching or, arguing and stuff like that. So it's over, my quote unquote ministry. So, my time here, is expired. So no, I'm not going to be coming back, and like, changing my opinion, all that kind of stuff from the spirit realm. Okay. I'll come back into another body and then, make a YouTube account. No, I don't want to be here. Okay. That's the whole point of all this. And so that's why, it's exciting for me. It's really genuinely exciting. And it's really about the amount of time that I could stomach, being here is about 4 months, and so again, plus or minus like, maybe a month more, but, I'll be like, not on YouTube. So that's where I'm at, and so I think it's very, very exciting that, it's for me again, like it basically is now or never, because, it's not up to us, it's not us anymore. It's God. Does God care about his laws or not? I've proven many times, and even this last hangout, End Times Teacher doesn't care. And a majority of people on YouTube, they don't care. Actually, pretty much everybody, including myself, I would say. So no one does that I've seen. And so, it's only ultimately does God care, and then just because we don't care about God's laws, plural, I do care about certain of God's laws that I'm ready to honor. But even if the Bible didn't say that, I would have done it anyway. And so that's where I don't really feel like it's a very like, God-based thing, and I'm not trying to like, minimize, or, minimize my faith, or, completely, diminish it, and like say that it's a trivial amount or whatever. But these are all things we would all do anyway, just out of common sense. And so it's not like, oh, like the Leviticus says this, so I'm, but obviously because of that, I'm like, well, hey, if me doing this can now earn a better position with God, I'll be like, great, okay, I'll do that. And then that's excellent. And then, and other things, potentially like eating certain foods that we're allowed to and avoiding ones that are not. I'm like, okay, good. I'll do that. And so what do I have to lose? Okay. It's like literally I have like 4 months, 5 months max remaining. So like, what's it going to hurt me, going out, trying to honor the God that's very likely at this point behind this. So I'll be like, yeah, of course I'm going to do that. So, just like if there was any other religion that was predicting this, then I'll be like, whatever the book says, let me try and honor that, in the last few breaths that I have, I'll be like, great. And so it's very clearly the God of the Israelites, the God of the Holy Bible. And so, yeah, of course I'm going to do that. And so, that's what I want people to know is the underlying vibe of my channel, is that this world is boring, and the video that I'm about to post is that it's effeminate, and it's stupid, you're required literally to be dumb, and effeminate, and just to be here in hell, okay, which is like, it would be hell either way, because if the Bible's true, we're in hell, and if the Bible's not true, then we're also in hell, because all the Christians and all the religions that are tied to the Bible are also evil. And so it's hell either way for me. And so that's why a lot of the decisions that I'm making, I would make them anyway, so just know that, and so all I can share with people is the way that I think. And, maybe other people are thinking the same, or need a reason to potentially, think the way that I do, and so it's great, because I literally have nothing to lose. Okay. And so whatever you have, I pretty much shared almost, a lot of details of my life. And, I don't have nothing to lose, I don't care at all. And so I don't care what any other human's opinion is. And that's what I love again about the situation that I'm in, because it doesn't matter, it literally doesn't matter. I've said that in my life. Oh, I don't care what that person thinks. I literally don't think, care about what they think now, because I have no reason to, and so again, I'll interact with people to pass time and like all that kind of stuff. And then at this point, it's clear that no one even understands, what's on my backup channel, and will be able to refute it because it's everywhere. And so that's why, I know that if the Bible's true, then that's going to happen. And so that's the, comfortable part that I'm in, is that I just get to see if it happens in real life, and it doesn't, then I'd be inclined to say the Bible's not true. Hope everyone's doing well. Bye.